We're learning more today about the man who was arrested in a shooting last night in Sioux City's Greenville neighborhood. He was arrested after a standoff that ended when the SWAT team moved in on the house he was in. Now, KTIV Jacqueline Aragon's been following this story today and joins us now with the latest. Jacqueline, what do we know today?
Well, Al, what we do know is that we have learned the name of the man that is in custody in relation to last night's shooting and standoff in Sioux City's Greenville neighborhood. It also left one person in critical condition. Sioux City police have identified the man as 32-year-old Deontay Richardson of Sioux City. He has been booked into the Woodbury County Jail, and according to court documents, he has been charged with attempted murder, a felony possession of a firearm, and he actually also has 2 prior felony convictions, including aggravated assault and possession of a controlled substance. His bond is set at $75,000, and his first court appearance is scheduled for May 4th. Now, here's how it all started. According to court documents, the victim arrived at his house on South Ruston Street. 3 men were inside the home at that time when an altercation broke out, and witnesses say they heard multiple gunshots. The victim that was then seen running out of his house bleeding from his chest before collapsing on the street. The suspect continued to fire shots at the victim as he attempted to run away. Once police arrived, the victim was transported to Unity Point in critical condition. SWAT arrived on scene to search for the suspect a few hours later, leading to an hour-long standoff before officers entered the home and arrested the man. Now, there is still no word on what led up to the altercation between the suspect and the victim, but this investigation is still ongoing. So KTIV will be sure to keep you updated as more information is released. To stay updated with the latest, you can do so on KTIV.com. Al, back to you.
All right, thanks, Jack.